Suicide rates in the U.S. are very high. It is the 10th leading cause of death in the United States. There are 45,000 deaths per year just from suicide. And for every suicide that gets completed, there are 25 more attempts from other people. So that's a lot of suicides. That's a lot of attempts. Suicide to me, it's always been a taboo subject. Nobody ever wants to talk about it. It needs to be talked about. Suicide awareness, suicide prevention, mental illness, depression, all of these need to be addressed in our country. There's too many people dying by suicide. Personally, I've never had to deal with it. I've never known anybody that has attempted suicide or actually completed suicide. I've known of people, but not real on a personal level with them until recently when my 17-year-old son committed suicide. Now it's personal. Now it's affected me in a way that I never thought possible. And I want to help others. I want to help others. To avoid it, I want to lessen the numbers that are so large in society now for suicide. I don't want to see any other family go through the pain, the devastating pain that my family has gone through. We lost our son 2 months ago. He took his life in May. He was never diagnosed with any kind of mental illness. He was never diagnosed with depression. But as a mother, I could feel his pain. I could feel it in my heart. Any mother will tell you that they can, because we carry these children for 9 months. We have a different connection with them than others that they are surrounded by. So I could feel my son's pain, and I know that he needed help, and I went to the people through the proper channels to try to get him the help that he needed, and he wasn't able to get it. They ignored me. They did not want to listen to me, and now my son is gone, and I just don't want to see it happen to anybody else's family. He was 17, and he was going through some things in his life that got to be too much of a burden for him, and he just felt like we would be better off without him. This world would be better off without him. He had written previous suicide notes, and I found those, and in one of them that I found, he said, "It's just me, gone. If I would commit suicide, if I would just take my life, it would just be me, gone." And he used his name. I'm not going to use his name, but that saddens me because he's not just gone. It's a lot of pain. I have a lot of pain. His father has a lot of pain. His siblings, his stepfather, his stepmom, and other extended family and friends have a lot of pain over his death. It's not just him gone. And speaking of his pain, he didn't pass that pain on to me. He didn't pass his pain to me. And I don't like that saying when people say suicide ends one person's pain but gives it to somebody else. He didn't give that pain to me. As I said, I already felt his pain, and all I wanted to do was help him. I don't blame him for what he did. I don't really blame anybody. I see where he needed the help, where he should have been helped. I see that. I see where society failed, where the court system failed, where his dad and I failed. I just don't want to see that with anybody else's family.